Howdy everyone, Poacher here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're jumping into a battle report. This is clan versus clan setting, and we're looking at the Assassins versus the Renegade Demons, which in my personal opinion is the strongest team in the game currently. The interaction we're about to show you, or what we're going to focus on, was brought to me in my stream by Lolaris, and it's very interesting. I think it can definitely be worked upon, but we'll show you everything you need to do an effective offense against the Renegade Demons. The Renegade Demons are super powerful because of everything they are able to do in combat. The Lola is able to reflect debuffs back to yourself. The Felicia is able to turn you into the disorientated. The Devourer does huge damage and can control you through sleep. He's immune to debuffs himself and initiative reduction. Corvus does a lot of damage himself and just adds so much defense to the Demons and Renegades, and Void Gunner is just a damage machine, and he is able to remove buffs as well. The team almost has everything covered. There is a weak point in their defense though, and not specifically what we are going to focus on, but it is important to mention. The 3 stacks that you see above Corvus's head, each stack gives the team 15% damage reduction, and it can reach 5, giving a total of 75% damage reduction, which is huge. It is extremely hard to break through that. While that is happening though, this enemy team is just wailing on you, trying to destroy you, and they do it very well. When Corvus uses his third ability, the one where the dragon comes down and breathes fire, that removes all of the stacks. Removing all of the stacks removes all of the defense from this team and gives you an opening to destroy the Renegades / Demons. It's the same for a full Renegade team. That is your opening. Now, there are 2 ways to counter the Renegade Demons. Number 1, have a team that can survive up until that point. That is the biggest fight. Being able to survive until you are able to unleash all your damage. The second way you can counter this is having a hero that can just attack straight through any type of defense, ignoring the 5 stats. It's irrelevant to the hero. The Assassins have both of those things. So let's talk about the survival. With the Blade and the Yuki on the team, you are taking a lot of damage reduction, especially because of Yuki. If Yuki dies, then you're in a bit of trouble. However, in this specific situation, they're not really targeting Yuki, but Yuki is going to be protected a little bit by Blade as well. So she's not going to fall as fast as she would outside of a clan v clan situation. Secondly, we have Willow. Now, Willow is the key to winning this in most part, and it is because of her third ability and her passive. Now, we have everything awakened, but we'll go through and talk about the things that are really important to have. But specifically her third, as you can see, the last dot point is if Willow is hidden, the attack ignores all armor and defense effects. So she does need to be hidden, that is the condition. And when awakened, it does an extra 50% damage, but it also, if the attack does kill any of the targets, will then split 50% of Willow's attack damage on everyone else. So you can get a lot of damage from this ability, and if she is hidden, it's going to ignore the armor. With her passive, it is able to guarantee her crit when she attacks someone on the hit list. So there is just the potential for a huge amount of damage coming from this character. Now, what we've done is we've put a medallion on Willow, and the stat we are focusing on is crit damage. Now, in my previous video, I said, don't worry about any other stats, focus on HP. That is still the case. There are going to be those few heroes that break through and need something else specifically, and we believe crit damage is Willow's bread and butter. Everyone else on this team and on the enemy team is fitted with a level 80 medallion with hit points. So just 1 stat of hit points. It's going to be the same from 1 to 4. The battle's just going to last longer. I think we'll do a test at the very end with completely maxed out medallions and with no medallions, so you can see. But for this situation, everyone has a medallion. Everyone has 1 stat on it. It's HP for everyone except for the Willow, who has crit damage. Now, when you take this battle in the real game, I have one suggestion. Make sure your team's strength is as close to the enemy as possible. Okay? That is the key. I do not believe you're going to have much success if your team is weaker than the Renegade Demons. Specifically, Captain John. If you, for example, have a Gear 13 Captain John and you see a Gear 15 Void Gunner or Devourer, don't watch this video and think you're going to win. The whole idea is that your heroes are at least at a level where they can take the hits effectively without getting into that 40% HP threshold. That's the real threat. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I think the Yuki and the Captain John need to be at least the same gear level as whatever the enemy is on as well. Otherwise, you are probably going to be looking at a bad time. So just keep that in mind. In terms of important awakenings, on the Willow, her third and her passive are definitely great. Her second is also good if you can afford to get that. With Captain John, I've stated it in every other video I've ever talked about his awakenings. I recommend every awakening for Captain John. There are very few heroes in the game where I can say every awakening is crucial to the hero. With Captain John, they all are. They are great awakenings for this hero, and they really beef him up. With Yuki, third and fourth are definitely important for her. With Claudia Toxic, you probably don't need any awakenings, but I do have them all awakened on her. Personally, in the game, I do have her Intoxication awakened. That is the only skill I personally have on her. And with Blade, I would definitely recommend his second and his leader. Additional ones, his third and his basic. I really like his basic just because of the extra initiative, but that's a real, if you have some spare prisms lying around, consider it. If not, I would stay away from his basic. As for his passive, when Blade dies, I mean, I don't think it's really necessary. It's not going to impact this fight, that's for sure. So those are probably the crucial ones, but for the test, we've just got everything going, so just keep that in mind. So we'll jump into the battle now, and I'll show you everything that is happening. What Lolaris did that I've changed slightly is he used Ash. I am opting to use Claudia Toxic. The reason for this is because when you strike the enemy, Corvus is going to give 50% random initiative to a target. So I have Claudia Toxic on here because unlike Ash, not all of her abilities are dealing damage, which is just mitigating a little bit of initiative increase to the enemy. And Ash or Claudia Toxic are not the key to winning this fight. So I've opted for Claudia just to mitigate a little bit extra initiative to the enemy team. Alright, so let's jump into a battle and we'll see how it plays out. Okay, so jumping into battle, we're going to use Threats and Blackmail, get 3 hit lists up on the enemy. Now, if you are playing the Medallion game, there is the opportunity to remove the Claudia and put the Ash in. Claudia is yet to receive a Medallion, so it could harm her, but I mean, Medallions for the majority of players aren't going to be maxed out on every single hero. We're not using any Medallions in this fight, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, you would be focusing on the hit points for the majority of heroes. Definitely Captain John and Yuki hit points. For Willow, you would be focusing on crit damage. That, again, is the priority. Crit damage is her bread and butter. That is what you want. So Captain John is going to have his turn. He'll get HP. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and basic oil here. Doesn't matter. Like I said, we've got just huge defensive capabilities right now. We just need to survive. That's all we need to do. So she's not hidden. We're not using her third ability. We'll use her second. It's not going to do much. Honestly, you're probably better off using her first in that situation, since nothing really is happening here. You can't really debuff Devourer, but we get the Intoxication on the Lola and the Felicia, which is awesome for us. The dragon should come out any second. Here it is, and we're not going to take much damage from it at all. And now this is where we can really break through. We might not even really get to showcase them. She's not hidden again, which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. We're just going to basic. Basic. Yeah, but just keep in mind that when you are versing this team, you just pay attention to what is on the enemy team. Because if they have medallions for days, if they have, level 80 medallions, multiple, she's hidden now, so we got 1 kill, beautiful, bit of damage on everybody. Nice. It just kind of falls into place. But yeah, it's one of those fights you need to pay attention. You can't just go in thinking that it's a... Oh, she's dead already. Never mind. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. It's a little bit of a bug there, but that's okay. Successful win. There we go. So yeah, please, 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 just pay attention to what's on the enemy. Don't go in thinking, oh yeah, they've got a G15 Devourer, but the video shows it's a good counter, so we'll win. It's not the case. You really can't have your Captain John or your Yuki be overpowered by the enemy, because if Felicia does put the ulcer debuff on you and you hit that 40% HP, it's GG. It's done. You're done. You can't come back from that. Okay? Remember, there is the possibility to resurrect on the Assassin's team. The conditions are quite hard to meet, even harder when you're versing a team like the Renegade Demon. So just keep that in mind. We'll do some fun battles if you want to stick around and watch any different type of how a different type of layout happens or the outcome is different. Feel free to do so. If not, that's all good. You got the information, do with it what you want. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer it to the best of my ability. And we're here on the world. Until next time, please take care of yourself.
Crawling through the night, cloaked in shadows out of sight. Blades that sing and never fail. Through the darkness we set sail. Strike the heart and break the chains. End the terror, bloodstained reigns. Through the fire, through the storm, the dark mage falls his fate deformed. Demons rising, thick with dread, their eyes ablaze in haunting red. But we are ghosts that never tire, a guild of death, their ends desire. Steel and silence, sharp and fast, each step echoes from the past. He thinks his magic keeps him safe, but no spell hides from shadow's wraith. Strike the heart and break the chains, end the terror, bloodstained reigns. Through the fire, through the storm, the dark mage falls his fate deformed. Demons rising thick with dread, their eyes ablaze in haunting red. Through the fire, through the storm, the dark mage falls his fate deformed. Demons run tops under moons, our blades that hymn their final tunes. No dark can hide from what we bring, an assassin's creed, a dagger sting. Demons rising thick with dread, their eyes ablaze in haunting red. But we are ghosts that never tire, a guild of death, their ends desire. We dance on rooftops under moons, our blades the hymn, their final tunes. No dark can hide from what we bring, an assassin's creed, a dagger's ring. We dance on rooftops under moons, our blades the hymn, their final tunes. No dark can hide from what we bring, an assassin's creed, a dagger sting.